Hey everybody, welcome back in the shed. I'm Troy Shaw. With me is Dave Griffiths. What's going on, Dave?
Not much, Troy. It's a absolutely wonderful night here in Waco, Texas.
One of the best nights we've ever had in the shed, except for my allergies are kicking my butt.
Well, we'll cut out the sneezes. Anyways, we got two great musicians with us tonight. Why don't you introduce?
We have Jimbo Ward.
Hello.
And Frank Exum of the band Spirit of Mars. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, great.
Man, even better now.
All right.
Let me know if you need a refill on that.
I'm good.
All right, cool.
So Jimbo, were you born and raised here in Waco?
Oh, no. I grew up, I was born in California in 69.
What part?
In Oxnard.
All right. Cool.
My dad was in the Navy. And so I was born on, like the Navy.
You're a brat.
Or whatever. Yeah, Navy brat. Until, I was probably about 2 when I was in Maine. And then then I was taken back to where I probably would have been born if he hadn't been in the Navy at the time, Bryan College Station. That's where that's where I was raised and went to school and everything else. That's where my dad was from. And my mom said I was a wild child because I was born in California during the year of Aquarius. I said that was the year of Altamont.
No, so that would have been 69, 70, right?
69.
69, Altamont,
the end of the peace and love era.
Yeah, that ended quick. Thank you, Hell's Angels.
Give me shelter.
So how about you, Frank?
What's the question?
Where are you from?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm from here in Waco. I've been here about 15 years. I moved here from Denton, where I was studying for my Master's of Jazz Studies.
At UNT?
UNT, that's right.
Or what? The radio station used to be called KUNT, right?
Yes. Sadly, you had to go with that moniker.
That's right, a bunch of them that worked
there. And before that was Commerce, Texas, for my undergrad degree in music education and guitar. Studied classical guitar with Michael Daly, and who studied privately with Andres Segovia. And
awesome. Really?
Before that, my Associates of Arts and Music from Blinn College in Brenham, Texas. And I guess we could go all the way back and say I was born in 65 in Jackson, Mississippi. I had the blues all around me.
Get the blues in
there. Right there, the mid-60s.
Were you able to soak up some of that one as a youngster?
Yes, sir, you bet. I cut my teeth playing the music of the greats, all the way down to Hubert Sumlin, all the way to the Three Kings, Freddie and Albert. And
no
Dee
doubt.
Yeah, that's where I kind of cut my teeth. Of course, Jimi Hendrix got me started,
Yeah.
I wanted to make half the sounds
Any Earl
as
King?
he did.
Yeah. Any Earl King?
Earl King, right on. I haven't played much Earl King.
No, but no one knows who he is. But
that's wonderful.
But Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray covered Earl King. People talking, but they just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Johnny Winter. Let's not forget him.
Yeah,
he did so much. Anyway,
great.
Moving on, we could talk for days on that. But
so Jimbo, what brought you to Waco? Or what gave you the taste for music?
Well, my mother, she always sang, and my dad, he was an artist. It's like, I grew up, getting into all kinds of different art, whether starting out as artist, getting into stuff like that, and then started listening to music. I guess pretty much, I wasn't like a lot of my friends, I didn't get into just what was going down on the radio, right at the time, man. First thing I was really digging on, man, is like I liked a lot of the stuff that was in the house that my mom was first bringing in, like Fats Domino. Wasn't just a lot of rock and roll. There was Johnny Cash albums, stuff like that, and I would listen to that stuff. But it wasn't like country, wasn't in country or rock or anything. It was just kind of like. They weren't really into a lot of the music at the time.
Were you trying to emulate anyone in particular vocally?
When I started really getting into it, people would trip out. But of course, about 7th grade, I started to really get into the music, and I was picking up stuff, like Hall & Oates. I think the Voices album was out at the time. You Make My Dreams, stuff like that, and then Private Eyes. But see, I would go back if I dug something that came out, on an album or by a group, I would go and like to Half Price Books and Records. I would look up all their old stuff. And so what would draw me into them and make me really like them was the stuff like from the 70s. Like, I find, the older stuff from Hall & Oates, that like, She's Gone, Rich Girl, and then the stuff that
it's all great
knew.
stuff, man.
The badass
locally,
album
man,
cuts,
top
that kind of stuff. And it was like, wow, listen to this, and there's some great rock guitar oriented Hall & Oates stuff that people aren't unless they were into them, man, wouldn't know about.
People know more of
the radio crap,
80s pop stuff,
right? And that stuff was that went down after at least my private eyes, but that and the Jay Giles band, which is funny, because that just
God rest.
Wow. But I mean, I had all those albums. From the freeze frame, starting to come up, and then it was like, I really dug the Stones, man, was just, that just really, I was at high school, man, and see, you didn't have the classic rock stations, when I was growing up. It wasn't really actually classic rock yet, of getting exposed to all that stuff from the 70s. And all
I guess
stuff.
the classic rock then was like 50s music, I guess you would say. But.
Yeah, and
it's weird.
60s.
It's weird that we look at like 20 years back, and I always wonder if like in the 70s, did they go back, because we're still listening to music from 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No one in the 50s or 60s was listening to the Charleston or anything like that. From
they
like
were
the
30s,
20s and 30s. Well, cool, yeah.
That shows, how much that certain type of music,
it's staying power.
And you really need to hold on to it, because that's, really.
So when did you start playing music or singing for a band?
I guess I was probably about 15, and it was the guys in my band that were in Bryan. We all went to Bryan High together, and they were about a year older than me, and they were able to turn me on to, like Aerosmith, Bad Company,
Van Halen.
No, Van Halen was popular at the time, so that was out there. See, the heavy metal stuff was out there, the heavy stuff, and you either had the real pop and the the new wave crap, that was out there, but. And Judas Priest was popular, man. Iron Maiden, all that stuff, was top stuff.
Were you into that music too, or?
Oh yeah, I was into the metal. Yeah. I got into the metal about 8th grade. I was getting into Rainbow because
Dio.
They were heavier. Dio, not yet. And how I got into Dio was because I was getting to Rainbow because of MTV. MTV played a lot of Graham Bonnet, after Dio, before the Joe Lynn Turner, where they really, got bigger, with the Stone Cold and all that. Yeah. But it was Richie Blackmore, and somebody told me, hey, this guy played in a band called Deep Purple, and then I'd go to Half Price Books and Records, and I went and bought all the old stuff. First thing I bought was Lonely Rock and Roll, by Rainbow.
Yeah.
Put it on, and this voice, man, just hit me. I was like going, God damn, what the hell is this, man? This dude sounds like a witch, man. Nobody could have a voice like that. Yeah. And it was, Ronnie James Dio, man. And then I got Deep Purple, Who Do We Think We Are? And I put that on, heard Ian Gillan with the first opening notes of how the sound of Woman from Tokyo, the way it just popped and came out, man. And then here comes Gillan singing, and just how the song built and did it. And I was like, ah! The screams and stuff, man. It was like, wow, man. I was like, this is it right here.
So when you were,
I think Machine Head was my entrance to Deep Purple in the early '70s. My brother bought that album, and he had the stereo. I didn't have a stereo, but he was a harder worker than me, so he had like the Juliet stereo, and he had Machine Head, and he also had a really kick-ass pair of Pioneer headphones. So I was like milking his stereo, and Machine Head was awesome.
So hearing vocals like Dio, and did that inspire you to want to sing like those guys, or come up? Did you kind of have your own voice at the time, or?
I was picking up on everything, man.
Yeah.
It was like from Paul Rogers
Yeah.
to Ronnie James
Great
Dio.
influence.
It was like, you know,
Just a sponge.
That's
yeah,
back
just
when people could sing.
Halford, you know.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
you know, of course, that was really hard to do at that time. And then, so it was like, you know, there was just so much, man, that I just wanted to do and loved. It's just, I just wanted every piece of it. I wanted to learn every piece of it. I wanted to know every piece of it. It's like, it was almost like just, you know, really just wanted to, suck it up like a sponge and just take it all together now, you know.
So Frank, what about you, man? Who are you first copping licks from?
Oh man.
I mean, you know,
anybody I could, friends,
I mean-
neighbors. I didn't even own a guitar. Matter of fact, I would borrow a guitar from like neighbors, you know, and I'd play it more than they did until I eventually
who
afforded.
were you copying at the beginning?
Oh man.
Were you a natural because you just pick it up and kind of play it, or
No, really, not really at all. I just endeavored to persevere like Chief Dan George in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
right.
So really, no, I just kept working at it, and people like Paul Kossoff of
Yeah, Paul Kossoff is
That was
the
one of my
best.
big influences.
He's the best.
man.
Absolutely.
That group.
And of course, Jimi Hendrix, Frank Marino, Robin Trower, fresh out of Procol Harum, and just a host of amazing. Ulrich Roth, Ole John Roth,
Yeah.
got me started in a lot of ways. And he helped connect me with classical. Then I heard Segovia play, and it was all over.
Yeah. Andre is the beast.
Yeah, as still is to this day
Yeah,
in a
to
lot
this
of ways. Did so much. I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for Mr. Segovia, actually.
Well, that's cool
But,
because probably a lot of our listeners don't know of Andre Segovia, but he was the greatest classical guitarist of all time. I'd have to think.
Yeah, he's did so much for the guitar.
And a lot of rock guitarists still copping his runs.
Yeah, that's
You know?
that's true, and it all goes back to Bach in a way.
Yeah, it
so
does,
There's
it
a lot
does.
of the connection there. That's right.
rock and Bach, man?
Bach and roll, rock and Bach.
There
Yes.
you go. So when did you have?
Absolutely.
Did you ever? Were you in a band in high school? Did you join a band?
Oh,
or did you
absolutely. Yeah, the 70s was my first band was called the Goon Squad, and we played what is now called classic rock and roll. It was still relatively new back then. So
Yeah.
that was in Houston, Texas.
Let me get this for you, buddy. There you go.
Oh, nice.
So Jimbo, you had a band in high school.
Yeah, it was called Axis, AXIS, and it was just you know, a lot of the classic rock from the Stones to
Pretty much a cover band.
Deep Purple. Yeah, but we started writing some songs, and one of our songs that was really popular with, you know, around here when I was doing my thing here with Riff Raff was Whiskey Woman, which was written by me and my guitar player in, I guess, 85, 86.
Cool. So what brought you to Waco?
Music. My drummer.
MCC?
Yeah,
All right, cool.
My
Well,
drummer-
you're one of many that have been here from MCC.
yeah, a whole lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, that's where I got most of my, you know, players from. Was, you know,
MCC.
through MCC even
So
when I wasn't there.
a lot of the members in Riff Raff were from MCC.
Yeah.
Okay. When did Riff Raff form?
87, as soon as I hit ground here, man.
When I first moved to Waco, I moved to Waco in '91, I guess, and I remember, you know, people going, "Hey, we got to go see this band. They're called Riff Raff." And I remember you guys were the band to go see when I first moved here. I don't remember how long after that. How many years were Riff Raff around? From '87 till
About 2004, 2003.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So did you? It was mostly a cover band, but did you guys record some or do some original stuff and record, record some music also?
99, we finally put out our CD that was Riff Raff Raunch and Roll that, you know, we did on a pretty big, you know, level. And, you know, got out, I guess, about 13 songs on it, all original. And songs that went back to Whiskey Woman from.
So you took all your best songs from way back when you
Well,
started?
it was songs that had been written from the beginning of my career that I'd written with all the way. Yeah, that when I started there was about a couple, that were just within a year old.
Where did you record?
At DRS.
Okay,
Steve Rose's.
Yeah, he's a man.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
He just had his 25th anniversary. We've been saying, yeah.
Is that when he was over here in one of the shopping centers, or was it at his house?
Over his house.
Okay.
That way, I think.
Yeah, we had Steve out here.
He lives not very far from Moles around here.
So what happened to Riff Raff?
Man, just a lot of changing and having to run through different stuff with people.
That's a long time to have a band. Was it all the same members, or did members come, members go as the years went by?
Oh yeah, it was like, man,
not unusual.
Yeah, probably.
You guys were a 5-piece when I saw you. I don't know if we
were a 5-piece up until probably about 98, maybe 99. We went to a 4-piece because. The rhythm guitar player we had at the time, I ain't gonna mention any names, but he tried to choke me right as we were starting to tune up at a place we were playing at. So
domestic band abuse.
I had to crack him in the head with a bottle and split his head open to make him leave, because he was a little bit bigger than I was. But made his pussy ass run out the door. So, but anyway,
it hasn't been heard from since.
Yeah, but my old buddy Sean O'Brien from north of Navasota nowadays, he was the main guitar player, and he stepped up to the plate.
Was he with you from the beginning?
No, but because when we started, he was a little bit young, but I think he started with us probably around 91, maybe.
Yeah, because he was going to TSTC. We were both going at the same time.
Yeah. Well, see, he was 18 and started at MCC at the music department, and I think he came in with us around 18, 19.
I think when I saw you guys, it was him, and the drummer was, I think Gary
Summers. Yeah, Gary Summers came along when he was 18, never played in a band before. And, now a lot of people got their start with Riff Raff, which is cool, man. I really enjoyed playing with all those guys, and they're still great friends.
Yeah.
So
except for that guy that you had to smack.
Oh yeah, that little fucker.
So lesson learned: don't try to choke him.
I've been playing since the '70s, and I've never experienced anything like that before.
Oh, you think that was the first?
Oh, he has a string of. Oh, okay, bless you.
Why was he trying to choke you? Huh? Why was he trying to choke you? What did you do, man? What did you do?
No, I didn't do anything. He wanted to back out of. We had been putting all our just a small portion of our money into our recording of the album that we had been wanting to do since we pretty much started. So it's like nobody in the band wanted anything to do with that, and he went behind me and had talked to all them behind my back about it, and was saying that he's not gonna, man, thinking that they were all like they needed the money too, so they'd all like band together and like come against me. Well, they all went behind his back and told me, because they wanted to finish this thing, man. They wanted it.
Sounds like the season finale of Walking Dead.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? No. So, nobody went behind anybody's back.
Don't tell me about it.
Nobody's head got cracked.
Because I was getting all the way up to it, man, and I've got to see it, because I got to find out what happened to Negan, man. Because I've been avoiding it so much. But
tell us about some late '80s gigs, man. Because I mean, the late '80s was the, it was the hair metal days. Were you guys kind of in that scene, or were you kind of a little bit more of a? Were you guys more of a Guns N' Roses type of a band, or
Aerosmith?
Yeah, I'd say that.
You've got to have some crazy stories from back then, because those were the heydays.
Yeah. What besides breaking a bottle over somebody's head?
Well, maybe.
I mean.
Well, we always talk about.
But actually, that was like an old play by that time.
We always wonder if you got big enough for hookers and blow. All right.
Well, okay,
Anyways.
hookers, you gotta pay them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so no, just groupies and blow.
Groupies and hoes.
Groupies that blow and blow and whatever.
What about you, Frank? Any hookers or blow or groupies blow?
Back in the day, everybody experimented. And matter of fact, I was trying to learn some Al Di Meola, and I thought, maybe I should try this cocaine stuff, and maybe it would help me. But I finally decided, no, I ain't going to try that, man, because I've heard it's habitually not a good thing and kind of incurs upon
I heard that, but it was years after I was already doing it.
So, yeah, it doesn't make your fingers play faster in essence. And,
Well, you can't play much faster than Al Di Meola. So.
Right, that's right.
Hey, well, see,
there
you
go.
you just were in a flux, man, that you didn't know where you were going with that because, you were trying to do Al Di Meola and starting a new drug, and that just didn't work, man.
That's right. I'd rather do the Al Di Meola than the cocaine. Even though Al Di Meola is habit forming.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
And John McLaughlin.
There you go. Absolutely. Alan Hallsworth, Scott Henderson.
Paco. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, let's get a song.
Okay, let's do a song and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the band you guys got going on now.
All right,
All right?
cool.
All right, cool.
Groovy. All right, this is a rendition of Before the Dawn by Judas Priest that we play live, except this is going to be something that Frank has come up and given a whole lot more to.
I just decided, why don't we do something different today?
Yeah,
Right.
I dig it. Before the dawn, I hear you whisper in your sleep. Don't let the morning take you. Outside the birds begin to crow as if to summon my leaving. It's been a lifetime since I found someone, who was there. Waited too long, now you're leaving. Please don't take it away. It's been a long time
got the easy job.
Oh man, that is awesome. So Jimbo, Riff Raff ended in 2004. Around that time,
yeah.
Did you take a break from music at that time? Were you kind of done with it, or?
Yeah, actually, my last time that I played, I think it was probably a Clicks gig, and there was just a lot of stuff building up to that time. Just a lot of just trouble, just problems, drugs, alcohol, assholes, just a total burnout. Man, just totally, and it's like almost like something snapped in me, man, and I just couldn't do it anymore, man. And I was like, I didn't want to be around any of these people that I loved, but I just saw so much crap that had just gone into their lives and didn't realize it was in my life, and I shut down and pretty much isolated, man, for up until about a year ago, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because me and Dave go to, go see bands all around Waco and stuff, and all of a sudden you kind of, reemerged on Facebook, and I'd see you on Facebook, and I'm thinking, whatever happened to Jimbo? I mean, we had Riff Raff for years and years as far as, what I knew, and then I didn't never see you anywhere anymore. So I was always curious to what kind of, what brought that about.
Yeah, there's just, man, the thing about Facebook, man, was I was able to talk to people and bullshit and do all this and that and the other thing, but that was it. I could do it from home.
Yeah.
So what pulled you back into the scene? You had enough dry out time and you just felt it was time?
No, actually, I had been invited by Frank and Terry a few times to come out and sing with them at some places. I guess at the end of 2015, 2016. Many times, I got to know them. Not to know them, but talk to them, on online, on Facebook. But then I had a girlfriend that pushed me into. It was after a big divorce and stuff. So a lot of that stuff has to do with a bunch of that kind of stuff too, But she forced me into getting in and doing stuff with them. But it's like that's what I needed to do. And it's like once I did it, I felt like I was they really liked what I did, and there was people there that I'd known, and it's like I didn't think anybody cared or that kind of stuff. Just real bad, low self-esteem and stuff like that. And it was like, but the more I got out, it just built up and got better and better.
So the bug bit you again, I guess, the music bug, and you wanted to get back and start playing again. And
well, I was enjoying it, and then Venus E, that's the band that Frank and Terry have, and it's like I started doing more and more with it, and then John Maxwell started bugging me one night, and we all went over and
John's been here,
jammed over with him.
John's
with
been
the
here.
Los Roaches over at Aces, and
really good singer, John Maxwell.
Yeah.
I'll say this, and I don't mean to butt in, but the Venus E band is more known for some jazzier fusion, eclectic rock and roll. Do some Steely Dan, do 4 shots of Steely Dan, and Jimbo came out and sang a Hall & Oates song. Which one was it?
Well, Sarah Smile.
Wow. And it just blew the doors off. Awesome. I mean, he just kicked it and did so well. And I think that maybe that is attributable to your reinstituting your vocals into a very hip format.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
So talk about Spirit of Mars. What you guys? How long have you guys been playing together? Has it been a constant thing, or is it kind of an on and off, or is it, where do you see this band going?
It's been constant since October. It was like a. It was just a setup. I mean, not a setup. It was just like.
You guys were set up.
Well, see, no.
It was like a blind date.
I filled in. I filled in for them over the.
As far as bands go, he's a good.
Yeah, I was getting paid to fill in because they had a male singer and a female singer, and the male singer, the female singer being Susie Ochoa, is a very great singer, and I like her a lot. Yeah. And to sing with her.
Is it easy for you to remember lyrics to songs?
Yeah,
like, did you go into this band on, I already knew all the lyrics to these songs, or do you have to study them? Or do you have to do much rehearsing before you go play gigs?
Well, we're jumping a little bit ahead. It's like, once we got together, it's like, it's like they decided, man, how about we do this? We change the name, we get out from this. And see, we were playing in Temple, being a house band, and this was in October, and, I was like, cool, man. And they were like, let's kind of go into like the things that you were, the ideas and things that you want to do. And I was like, man, that is awesome. And it's like, so it's like everything, we bring it on, we work it all together. And, it's not like I just throw it out there. But then, I just bring it up and we discuss it. And it's like, man, it's just like the biggest, I'm loving the hell out of it.
So both of you guys seem like pretty professional kind of guys. So does it take much practice to work through these songs, or you just kind of go?
Great question.
Okay.
Expound.
It does, and it doesn't, because we do have, all have our natural talents and our four, people, including Nicky Nix. Nicky Nix is our drummer. He's not here tonight.
Nicky Nix, good guy.
And we'll hopefully we get Terry to talk in here.
Who's your bass player again?
Miss Terry Exum.
Hey, Terry.
Terry's here in the background. How's it going, Terry?
Going good.
And it's just like every idea that I've ever thought of, like, for a while, and every type of thing that I want to do, and it's like we're all like these kindred spirits right here, man. That's why we're Spirits of Mars. And it's like we all dig and go into the same thing, man, and we work very hard for it. It's like we work hard on our own, we work hard when we get together. There's a lot of things that each of us as an individual do to make this a group effort.
That's the way to do it.
It is so excellent. It's just, and it is on a very, very professional level.
It must be.
Frank,
he's
what's
dying.
your
He's cutting, man. He's got to get it out.
Yeah. I mean,
my opinion. Well, I don't know. My opinion. Like he said, we've been together since October, and he asked Terry and I, how would you feel about playing some heavier music? I said, hey, I'm hip to that. And then he starts naming off these great artists like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Dio. And I hadn't played these in decades. And it took me back quite a bit. And I must admit, I have the easy job in this band. All I do is write out the dots. Got it made. I have no time to practice because I'm teaching pretty much full time at the studio. And so it's like, all right, the dots, show up to rehearsal, get it right. Maybe the first and a half time. They were off and running. No, it's really great, and I love playing this old stuff. And Jimbo is a great singer.
So you guys having fun? I mean, really,
blast
that's what it's all
and a
about.
half. I can't wait till the
yeah.
next gig. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, talk about you guys got some gigs coming up. I mean, this is probably going to be out in a week or so, and it'll be on the internet forever. But we want to give you guys a chance to talk about. Where is there any place online? You guys got a website, Facebook page, anything like that, where people can go check you guys out?
On Facebook, we have the Spirits of Mars page, and that's the one that we put you on. Or that you have to ask. I think
you have to like it,
whatever.
Yeah.
But we also have friends who like Spirits of Mars, which. You can come in, and ask to get in, or I can put you right on it, and all that kind of stuff. But it's got video clips from most of our shows from probably when we started to, a couple weeks ago. So,
cool.
Pictures, all that kind of stuff.
You got some big gigs coming up?
We got on the 29th is our next gigs at this moment.
April 29th is what we're...
April 29th. That's Saturday. We'll be at Austin's on the Avenue on the big stage, which really, really was awesome.
It's a great venue. I mean, they get a lot of good
courtyard
bands
on that big stage. It's like we were. I mean, man, I was flying all over the place.
I'll be down there.
Everybody was just jamming,
checking you guys out.
All right, man. And on the 6th,
do we get free tickets to that show?
A free beer,
of course.
All right. Yeah.
That's even better.
Well, you said the magic word.
We'll be there.
And that leads into the last song. What do you think, guys? You got another one for us?
I think we could probably do a nice little blues about being the one that's chosen. I think it's either the devil or the Antichrist. I don't know.
Right.
Oh, gosh. But okay.
Let's
just play a blues. This must be Dan's
because
baby.
I'm the one.
All right. Yeah. All right, Frank, you're going to play my 1965 Gibson.
Okay, you ready, Jimbo?
I'm ready.
This is just simple blues right here, baby.
Yes.
Heck, even I can play this.
I was born in the dirt, never had me a home. All the places I did, you don't wanna know. But if you wanna get evil, I come a little bit close. I was a snake-eyed boy at the age of 5. I made love through the howl of the walls with a dark-haired girl. If you wanna get evil, I come a little bit close. She whispered in my ear, little boy, you're the one. Set this world to rights and make it tremble in fear. I'll do it one more time, 'cause you're the one, you're the one. You're the one, you're the one. You're the one, you're the one. Hey, you're the one. Little boy, you're the one. I'll do it one more time, baby. Ow! She said the path I walk will be a hard one to tread. 'Cause the night is the only friend. Lots of girls gonna be hurt. So if you wanna get evil, come a little bit close. Now I know my place in this life I ride, and I know it's swelling in. It's all the burning inside. If you wanna get evil, come a little bit close. Hey, 'cause I'm the one, I'm the one. I'm the one, I'm the one. I'm the one. Little girl, I'm the one. Dig it. Do it one more time. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That was awesome.
Hey!
All right,
Badass or
guys.
what? That's what I'm telling you.
Jimbo, we're glad you're back, man. We're glad you're back. Back in action again. Hey,
This
back,
is the
Jimbo.
commander right here.
we want to
This is
thank
the
Jimbo
commander.
Ward and Frank Exum and everybody else for being here tonight in the shed, man. What do you think, Dave?
Awesome, Terry.
It was great.
An honor, an absolute honor.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you all very much.
Oh, I am humbled.
All right.
Really
Thank
am.
you. We will see everybody next time in the shed.
In the shed.